So today was day one for what I would say is my first official speed day. And as I had mentioned in my previous video, speed and just moving faster was one of the main priorities that I really wanted to work on moving forward going into this summer. So when it comes to my speed days, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, what kind of exercises or drills that I really want to do to kind of increase my overall speed, to run faster, to move better, but ultimately to just be able to produce more force in a shorter amount of time. That's the main goal. So what I did today was I basically did a normal warm up, and then I got into some ladder drills and some plyometrics, and then also running a 30-yard dash. And so I started with the ladders, just working on agility a little bit of footwork, just trying to move my feet as fast as possible just to get ready for the plyometrics and the following sprints. And what I kind of decided then was what I wanted to do was do about 3 speed days a week. So 3 days where I'm working on the agility, working on the speed. And what I kind of thought about doing throughout the week, one linear day of movement. So a lot of the ladder work I was doing was just like forward and back. And then the other 2 days would be more lateral movement. So a lot more side to side, a lot more shuffles and things like that. So today, day one was, I made primarily just a linear day. So just a lot of forward and back, not too many skater jumps or anything side to side, but I did a lot of focus on like broad jump, triple broad jump. And with the broad jump and triple broad jump, I did do measurements for that. So I got a tape measure and kind of measured out my distance. And I took videos of those just so I can record it. And so week by week, month by month, I can check those out and compare them, especially to week one. Just some things that I kind of picked up on, especially looking at like the triple broad jump, was in between each jump, I was very slow to like absorb contact, force on the ground, and then push back out. So like the time between jumps that I wanted to be on the ground was a lot longer. So in the long run, when I land, I'm looking to really shorten that time that I'm spending on the ground, and pretty much just as soon as my feet touch the ground, just fire right back into the next jump. I will say with today that the ground was a little wet. So I was at the baseball field, the grass was really wet. And I initially did try to do broad jumps and plyometrics on the grass, but my first jump ended up slipping. So I just decided to go on the warning track on the gravel, do it there. And the gravel wasn't bad, but I still did slip a little bit, especially in like landing like just one jump, or if I was doing 3, I would slip a little bit on that final jump. So every time I took measurements, I took off about like 1 to 2 inches of distance, just because I knew I was sliding a little bit forward. But with that broad jump, I got around a little over 8 feet. I think I was around 8 feet and 2.5 inches. And then with the triple broad jump, I think I was right around 24 feet. So pretty close, but I think with the triple broad jump, because I have like more momentum going into each jump, I would like to see that a little bit higher, but just for starting out, like I think those are relatively okay numbers to be at. So because today was day one, I really just wanted to make sure that I measured my broad jump and my triple broad jump. So I didn't do too many other plyometrics. What I did do is like a linear bound. So just trying to like increase the distance between each kind of like step slash jump. I did those a couple times. And then I also did some like power skips. And my focus for those was really to try to limit that contact time with the ground. So as soon as I landed, try to push into the ground as fast as possible. And what I noticed was it took me a couple reps to kind of feel that, of feeling myself land and immediately put force into the ground. So the first 10 yards of it, it felt a little weird. Like I really had trouble kind of feeling that contact and that force going into the ground. But after like 15, 20 yards, kind of that last half of each rep of the kind of power jumps, I felt myself really pushing into the ground and really getting a lot more power going down and then back into me, into my jump. So I'd like to see myself do in the future, in the coming weeks, is just from rep 1, jump 1, just be able to immediately put that force into the ground and have that good feel, have that good short contact as I'm moving forward, and kind of really master that ability to just quickly put force into the ground and shoot myself right back up. So after the plyometrics, I finished the day with some sprints. So I did some falling start sprints. I did about 4 of those just at like 10 yards just to get a feel for myself, kind of moving forward and kind of capturing that energy. And then I kind of did a couple short warm-up jogs / sprints to get ready for a 30-yard run, which I need to look back at the video and kind of time it because it is kind of self-timed. So I basically took the video full distance and I went on my first movement. So I'll have to go back and watch the video in time from the first movement I make at the line to when my foot kind of crosses that line. And you'll see I kind of laid out like a little finish line for myself to kind of shoot for and to land on, so I kind of know exactly when to stop my time. So my 30-yard times and my 60-yard times, when I do film them, they're not going to be super accurate, but they are going to be relatively correct enough for me to have some sort of idea of where my speed is. Now, because I did it on grass, I'm going to try to do everything on grass. So today was a little wet, like I said, so the field conditions weren't great. I also didn't have cleats, which I think I'm going to run most of my 30s and 60s in cleats just to kind of keep that uniform and just allow me to get a bit better traction, especially on like wetter days like today. So I think my time is probably just going to be a little bit slower. I still think that I was moving at a pretty decent speed. I didn't feel super slow. If I look at the time, it's probably going to be slow, but at least I felt like pretty fast. All right, so my setup for 30 yards is I got right at the start here, right on the edge of the white line, and I'm keeping my foot right behind the white here. So every setup starting kind of around here. And then I got my makeshift finish line here at 27.5 meters. So my goal every run is to basically step on the white line. Might have to orient my feet a little differently towards the end, but I'm ending my time as soon as my foot touches the white line. And then I got my setup, just put my phone there, so as soon as I touch, I got a good clear view of when I'm ending. All right, so after looking over the video, it was exactly what I kind of figured, pretty slow. A time of 4.7, that was just timed by how long I cut the video from my first movement to when I touched the line. So 4.7 seconds for the first 30 yards. So it's not exactly double for a 60, but if I were to run a 60 right now, if I ran it today, it probably would have been around like 8 seconds. So it'll probably take me like a month to really get back into running as fast as I possibly can for like a 60 time. But overall, it's just going to be something where I just have to like stack days and just keep working on it. And I think the more I do it, it'll be quick. I'll have some like quick gains with it. So probably within like a month, if not pretty soon, because again, my conditions were pretty bad. It was wet. I wasn't in cleats. I'll probably get it to like a 7.2, 7.3, hopefully pretty soon. So we'll just have to see with that. And just keep in mind, please stay tuned. Like the